Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be doing these long almond acrylic nails using all products by Modelones. So I'm going to show you the couple little kits that I got sent to me by Modelones, which I do want to thank them so much for sending. The first just has some clear and the monomer, and the second had some monomer as well, and then a few different shades of blues and greens, super beautiful shades, and I will swatch them all here in just a moment for you guys.
Hey, this is Zach. Be sure to hit subscribe and ring the notification bell so you never miss out when Chal uploads new videos. And when you hit subscribe, you'll be part of her polished pride.
So the kit also came with some forms and a file. And then I wanted to show you guys this cute little new Monomer dish that I got. It's got this beautiful kind of iridescent flower on top on the lid, and then the dish underneath is absolutely perfect and so beautiful. My husband bought it for me, so that was awesome little gift to get. So I'm going to show you the colors that I received. Like I said, they are all varying shades of blues and greens, a couple of glitters, and then I will show you guys which ones I'll be using in the video today. This green one was so pretty, but a little spring for my taste. And then this one, it's like a sparkly green, but it's got almost some like bronzy glitter in it. Oh, look how beautiful that is. So pretty. If I wasn't going to be doing cloud nails with these nails in my next video, I think I definitely would have worked those greens into the set. So this one is like a periwinkle type of blue, definitely more on the blue side rather than the purple side. So that one and this beautiful kind of green, blue, turquoise glitter I will be using in my set today. So I'm going to take my dehydrator and just dehydrate all of my natural nail plate. I do have a thin layer of product remaining on these nails. That's why towards the cuticle area, you see a difference in the coloration. It's more chalky there, and that's because that is my natural nail. Now I'm going to go in with 2 coats of my Young Nails Protein Bond as my primer, and then we will repair my pinky nail so that I have a free edge to use my forms. The onycholysis on my pinky nail is almost grown out, but not quite there yet, and so every time I remove my nails it kind of like breaks off. So I've been having to use tips or repair the free edge in order for me to continue to wear nails, and you know I was not about to be going without nails. So I will just repair that free edge here. And I'm going to be using some silk wrap to do so. I'm sure you guys had seen my story previously of when I used fiberglass strands and almost choked to death when filing the fiberglass. So I don't mess with that stuff anymore. I just went back to my silk wrap because that's what I was using before the fiberglass anyways, and it works. So I'm just going to stick with the safer option. So I'm just sizing up the fiberglass and the silk wrap and trimming it down to match the width of my nail plate. And then I'm going to be using this Builder in a Bottle by NSI. It's just a clear one. I'm going to remove almost all of the product off of the brush, and then I will paint down a thin amount, and I'll press the silk wrap into that Builder in a Bottle. I like using this for repairing the free edge in this way because it's thicker, so it kind of holds on to that piece of cloth better than if I were to use just like a standard base coat. So I'm just going to take my orange wood stick and press the cloth flat into the Builder in a Bottle gel, and then I gave it a full 60-second cure, and now I'm going to go in and it's kind of like encapsulating. So I put the product down underneath, put the silk wrap into it, cured it. Now I'm going in with another layer of that gel and working it down the entire length of the cloth. making sure I remove any that might be touching the skin before curing. And then now that it's cured, I'm just going to cut off some of this length. It is still pliable since I have such a thin amount on the cloth piece. So I was able to cut down some of it rather than filing it down later. It would just take way too long at that length. I had not fully cured it at that point, so I went in with my little pinching clip and then finished curing with the clip on. And then I'm just going to go in with one more layer of my gel, making sure I'm putting it on the underside of the cloth as well without touching the skin. Then I'll give it a 10 to 15 second cure, put my little pinching clip on, and then finish the curing. Now I'm just going to remove the sticky inhibition layer because I will file this surface and make sure it's nice and smooth before going in with my acrylic application. So I'm going to be using forms for my nails today, and these are the Young Nail forms. They are so good and so easy to work with. Now, I did already apply my acrylic on my pinky nail. For some reason, it did not record that part. I thought I was recording, but I guess I was not. I had stopped it, I guess, and didn't hit the record button until I got to this point. So the pinky nail was just built with a nude acrylic, which was the Nude Panther shade by Not Polish, one of my favorite nudes. And I did the pinky first just so that the cloth wouldn't be kind of hanging there when I was building the other nails. So now I'm going to do my thumbnail, and I'm starting with a thin layer of the clear acrylic. Now with this Modelones clear acrylic, you really do need to work drier with this one. It does end up coming very loose and running if you don't work with a drier bead. So I had never worked with their acrylic before, so I was not really ready for the run quite yet. So going forward, you'll see here just like that when I pick up the bead and then I press the back of my brush against my paper towel and just drain the excess monomer out of my brush so that way it won't move too much while I'm working the product down. So I'm just going to create a very thin layer of the clear, and then I will coat my natural nail with a thin layer of the clear as well before moving in with my color application. So for my thumbnail, I'm going to use the turquoise glitter color on the tip, and then I will ombre the blue up from the natural nail over the glitter. So I'm just going to work that down in the length that I would like it to be. I did end up changing the shape to almond later on, but I had originally planned on going with coffin. But then I thought, I've been doing a lot of coffin lately, so I chose to switch it up and go almond instead. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the blue and put that on the natural nail plate and fade that down over the glitter. Now this blue color is a bit of a thicker consistency, so it almost has like a fluffiness to the texture of the product. So you do want to work with it a little bit more wet. I did end up picking it up a little too dry for the type of consistency that it is. I don't particularly like working with the fluffy acrylics as much, but if you just add a little bit more monomer in your brush and you don't pick up as large of a bead, then it won't be as thick and it'll be a lot easier to get that smooth ombre blend down over the glitter. These acrylics were really easy to work with. It was just a little bit of learning how to work with them as far as just like the powder to liquid ratio.
To me up and down this avenue, we can sit back and let fate decide, but this insatiable.
So for all of my nails, I will start by creating a thin clear base to work on. The only time I'm not going to create that thin clear base is when I'm working with the nude, and it's because the nude I'm working with is by Not Polish and it is a core product, meaning that you can get the strength needed from that nude shade. But for these colored and glittered shades, there's not enough strength in them to be building the nail and its structure from those colors. So that's why I do the clear base, then I do my color, and then I cap it with a clear top as well, and that way I can just make sure that I get the strength and structure that is needed. Now the acrylic application is sped up a bit for you guys only because this is like an hour-long video as it is, because I left the filing and shaping in real time after the application process. You guys have been asking me forever, please give you a filing and shaping video, so I included it for you today. I was able to keep my hand in frame and remember to stay in frame when I'm filing. That's normally the problem, is that I'm so focused on shaping my nails that I forget to make sure I'm in frame. But I did a good job this time, and I think I left in 3 full nails of my shaping because it's the same for all of them. So you guys will get to see that in the end. But because of that, I didn't want a 2-hour long video. And this one was already going to be a 2-parter with the design on the second part. And I didn't want to make a 3-part video. So I sped up the acrylic application so that way you guys can watch me file and shape in real time towards the end. So basically this is all going to be just about the same. I'll lay down the clear, lay down the color, and then after I get all the nails laid down, I will cap them all with clear layer as well. And then we will move into filing and shaping. If I have anything that I need to say between now and then, I will come back and let you guys know. But other than that, I will just let you watch the oh so satisfying acrylic application.
We feel emptiness afterwards, 'cause I want something deeper. If I'ma find a keeper, not saying I'm some genius, but I'm smart enough to know I'm worth fighting for. Yeah, I want something deeper. If I find him, I'ma keep him. Not saying I'm some genius, the truth, I'm scared to tell. There are deal breakers where I come from. My family don't suffer, fools glad they know. Do we kiss and lie in bed to fill awkward silences? Do we feel emptiness afterwards? 'Cause I want something deeper. If I'ma find a keeper, not saying I'm some genius, but I'm smart enough to know I'm worth fighting for. Yeah, I want something deeper. If I find him, I'ma keep him. Not saying I'm some genius, but I'm smart enough to know I'm worth fighting for. You're showing me something that's deeper. We're so close, but still we can nearer. You're showing me something that's deeper. We're so close, but still we can nearer. 'Cause I want something deeper. If I'ma find a keeper, not saying I'm some genius, but I'm smart enough to know I'm worth fighting for. Yeah, I want something deeper. If I find him, I'ma keep him. Not saying I'm some genius, but I'm smart enough to know I'm worth fighting for.
Here we go, it's all about you, it's all about me, it's all about what we do. Making art, you and me, trying to find something to believe. Because I'm running wild, I ain't running free. Still got a lot of shit left to see. I'm stuck in this town, and the town's stuck in me. Always trying to find another reason to leave, but we sit at home, all alone, hoping one day I'll never be known. 'Cause I'm stuck on the bottom, trying to feel on top, wishing everything would just come to a stop. Cause we're trying to fill the holes in our souls, trying to feel the music, let it take control. Stuck on the bottom, trying to feel on top, wishing everything would just come to a stop. Being hurt, what a concept. Gotta stay alive, yeah, that's the mindset. Caffeine mornings, vodka nights. Gotta be awake, gotta live this life. Hoping there's more, but knowing there's less. We gotta keep going and hope for the best. Walking the streets, just you and me, trying to fill the void, trying not to bleed. Sometimes life just moves too slow. You gotta find a reason to push it and go. You know we're trying our best to be a success. We're living our life, trying to clean up the mess. 'Cause I'm stuck in this road, day in, day out. Thoughts come in, but nothing comes out. I'm still trying to feel on top, wishing all the shit would just come to a stop. Trying to fill the holes in our souls, trying to feel the music, let it take control. Stuck on the bottom, trying to feel on top, wishing everything would just come to a stop.
covers. I like to drink to myself, so I'ma have another no. I don't need a hand to hold tight, don't need a love that's all mine. But sometimes I just want somebody to talk to, someone that's on my mind. I want something that's all cool, and it don't waste my time. Yeah, I just want somebody, just want somebody. I just want somebody to talk to, somebody to talk to. I like to drive by myself, so I control the volume. I like to dance by myself, so I can do my own moves. No, I don't need a hand to hold tight, don't need a love that's all mine. But sometimes I just want somebody to talk to, someone that's on my mind. I want something that's all cool, and it don't waste my time. Yeah, I just want somebody, just want somebody. I just want somebody to talk to, somebody to talk to. I wanna have somebody, wanna have somebody, wanna have somebody that's cool. I wanna have somebody, wanna have somebody, wanna have somebody that's cool. I just want somebody to talk to, someone that's on my mind. I want something that's all cool, and it don't waste my time. Yeah, I just want somebody, just want somebody. I just want somebody to talk to, somebody to talk to. Yeah, I just want somebody, just want somebody. Yeah, I just want somebody, somebody to talk to. I wanna have somebody, wanna have somebody, wanna have somebody that's cool. I wanna have somebody, wanna have somebody, wanna have somebody that's cool. I wanna have somebody, wanna have somebody, wanna have somebody that's cool. I wanna have somebody, wanna have somebody, wanna have somebody that's cool. I broke a few hearts or two, a couple too many times. I let good things go up in flames, they blow up like dynamite. If I'm being honest, no, I got a problem. No one made me wanna change. Then there was you, it feels so new. I just wanna get this right. No, I'm not a role model, nothing ever seems to last. Baby, now that I got it, I'll be better with you. I'll be better with you. Now that I got it. No, I'm not a role model. That I got it. Can't help myself, I like myself way more when you're by my side. Just stay the night, it's been a while, you're not.
So I'm just going to finish up with the clear on this finger, and then I will move into the shaping. I always use my file to tap on the nail and make sure you hear the clicking when you go into file. Otherwise, if you don't get that nice high-pitched clicking sound, then it is not hard enough and it's not ready to be filed. So I'm going to start by straightening out my lower side walls, and I want to make sure in my shaping that both the lower side wall here and the actual sidewall meets up with my natural growth channel. What I mean by growth channel is basically that line where your natural nail meets the skin. That is your growth channel, and that's where you want your sidewalls to be matching up to. It was a tip that I got from Young Nails that really changed the game for me as far as my shaping goes. My nails always look a lot better now rather than looking too bulky. Sometimes there were just nails that I was like, it's nicely shaped, but it still looks fat, and I don't know why. And it was because there was parts that were going outside of that line of the growth channel. So you just want to kind of extend that down the length of the nail, just like an imaginary line, and keep everything within those lines. Anything else that comes outside of those lines needs to be removed. So on this pointer finger here, I did get some on my skin, and it did come down the form farther than I was meaning for it to, but it set up too fast for me to correct it. It was pretty warm in my house, which is why I don't prefer to work with acrylic in the summertime. But as long as I file that off and get it nicely sealed onto the natural nail when I go through with my efile, then you won't have any problems with lifting. You just got to make sure you get it all away from the skin and sealed nicely onto the nail bed in order to keep it from lifting. So once I go and straighten up these lower sidewalls, then I will go in with my efile and start shaping from there. I like to straighten up my sidewalls first, just so that when I'm going in with my efile, I kind of look at the underside of the nail and I look at the thickness of the sidewalls from underneath the nail. That way I can make sure that I'm getting the same thickness on both sides of the nail. I hope that makes sense. I will try to get a picture inserted for you guys, or post it on my community tab or Instagram so you guys can see kind of more of what I mean. But that's why I straighten out my sidewalls before I go in with my efile. That way I can make sure that thickness is the same on both sides. So when I am starting with my bit, I am going to take it down the sidewall first, and I'm going to imagine those lines down the length of my growth channel all the way down to the tip of the nail. And anything that comes outside of those guidelines, I'm going to file it off. So I'm going to use my bit to file off any excess and keep the nails within those imaginary guidelines and nice and kind of as straight as I can get them to be. Now I will straighten them up more and make sure that those lines are nice and crisp and clean with my hand file, but I will use my efile to get all the bulk off. Then once I've got those sidewalls kind of tucked in and thinned out the way that I like, I'm going to come up the right hand sidewall, across the length of the cuticle, and down the left hand sidewall. And that way I've got all of the acrylic sealed down and flush to the natural nail plate. And once I've gotten that done, I use my bit down the length of the nail to remove any excess bulk. Now what I tend to do is I work kind of back and forth. So I start on my pointer. When I think I'm done, I go to my middle finger. And then when I'm done with my middle finger, I look back at my pointer. And if I see any imperfections, I fix it. Sometimes taking a step away from that nail is a better choice because you won't always see those imperfections until you look again once you've worked on a separate nail. It's hard to see all of the big picture together when you're so focused on the smaller picture. So I, like I said, work back and forth between the nails, and then in the end, before I'm done my filing, I look at all of them together and kind of tweak them to make sure that they are all nicely shaped in the same way. It's also super important when you're shaping the nails, when you're using forms rather than tips. With tips, the nails generally turn out the same shape. But with forms, it's all based on your application and, more importantly, your filing. So it's when I think I'm getting close to done that I start looking at the whole, all of the nails together. And that's when I start determining the shape of that very tip free edge. So like these ones are going to be almonds. So in the end, I will round out and kind of thin out and point out the very tip. And then I will move back and forth between the nails, just making sure that they all look the same. So I'm going to continue doing the same process on all of the nails, getting off the bulk on the sidewalls, making sure they line up within those imaginary growth channel guidelines. then going up the one side wall, around the cuticle, down the other side wall to seal it in and make it flush to the natural nail, then using the bit to file down the length of the nail and remove any bulk. So this is a coarse safety bit, and I will have all of the products that I used in today's video linked down in the description below. So if you have any questions or you want to purchase any of the products that I use, it will all be linked down there for you guys. Also, the drill that I am using is new to me, and I've been using it for a couple of weeks now, and I'm in love. I'm absolutely in love, astounded with this efile. But I'm not going to tell you guys which one it is yet. It's a surprise. I'm just giving it a little bit more time to test and make sure I really do love it before recommending it. And then I will show you guys a whole video kind of showing you the features and benefits of this specific drill. But so far, I'm loving it. So I'm going to let you guys watch as I continue with my efile, and I'll be back in just a second for the hand filing portion.
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about her features. You'll find her beauty goes much deeper once you get to meet her. You see her walking down the boulevard. She got the posture of a superstar. She looks so fly in those Gucci slides. Yeah, yeah, I wonder what she hides under her disguise. Yeah, 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 yeah. And all the girls around the world, they wanna be her. And all the dudes are trying to score like it's fever.
So I'm just about done with the e-filing, and I'm going to move into the hand filing process. But before I do that, I am going to remove some of the length because I do have a bit of excess length on a couple of nails, specifically this ring finger. And it would take a lot longer to remove that extra length with my hand file. So I'll just use my bit on my e-file and zip it off real quick, and then we will move into the shaping with the hand file. Okay, now for the hand filing. This is where it all comes together, and you guys are going to see my bit of magic. So I use the Tammy Taylor peel and stick files. This one is the 100 grit, which is what I start with. And I am, again, making sure my lower sidewalls are nice and straight. Then I am going to move in with my 180 grit Tammy Taylor peel and stick, and I'm going to run it over the surface of the nail. I could have remained doing this with my 100 grit file, but if I have a finger that is a little bit irritated in the skin and I use that 100 grit file to do that, I can end up cutting my skin in that cuticle area. Now, if I was working on a client, it wouldn't be a big deal as I use my thumb to protect their cuticle skin. But when I'm working on myself, there's no extra fingers to protect that skin. So I just go in with that softer grit file. That way I can make sure I'm not going to hurt myself. So I'm going to continue to straighten out the nails and kind of curve them to that nice almond shape. And I'll round out the tip of the nail as well. But I'm not going to worry about perfecting that tip until all 4 of these nails are mostly shaped, and then I will create that very tip shape together. I'm going to give it a general shape right now, but then I will kind of perfect it towards the end. Once I've gone over the sidewalls and the body and it's all the way that I like it, I will use this hand file to go up along the sidewalls and the cuticle, just to make sure everything is perfectly seamless in that cuticle area and flush the natural nails. That's what's going to keep your nails on for a super long time, 3, 4, 5 weeks. I've never had a problem with them. When you take that extra care and really take your time to get in all those details and perfect it the way that it needs to be. Now also, I keep turning my hand back around just so I can make sure that it is straight in both angles. When I have my fingers down and I'm looking from this view, it looks straight here. And then when I flip my hand around to that client perspective, then it's straight in that direction as well. And then I also make sure that with my hand file, I am blending out the sidewalls. So if I just go in with my file straight on the sidewalls, then those sidewalls are a very straight, harsh line. So I take my file and I kind of blend it up onto the top arch of the nail, and that way it's got a smooth transition from the top of the nail down the sidewall. Now also on these, I am giving it a kind of Russian almond shape, which means that on the underside of the nail, there's kind of like an angled view. I will see if I can find a picture of the side view of a Russian almond nail for you guys, and I'll insert it here for you. That way you can understand what I'm talking about, because I do taper in that lower sidewalls, but on the tip of the nail. Hard to explain. Hopefully I can insert a picture for you guys. So I'm just going to continue doing the same thing on all of the nails. And you'll notice when I place my file on the sidewalls, I'm placing it directly flush with the growth channel. So I should be doing that here in just a moment. Here you can see really nicely that there is a harsh kind of edge on that sidewall there. And that was because it's not been blended up into the top arch yet. I know I'm moving really, really fast right now, but when I'm doing this filing, remember this is in real time, so this is exactly how I file. But when I'm filing, I'm almost moving so fast that I can see the nail more than the file. I think you can see what I'm talking about here as I'm moving back and forth very quickly. I can still see the nail. That way I know if there's... I'm basically just trying to make the surface of the nail smooth so that there's no dips or bumps or anything like that. So I'll continue smoothing out that surface until I don't see any dips or any bits that haven't been filed properly.
Never been the type for giving up. Complicated situations only make it worse, cause just getting started is not enough. I'll be around when you need me, promise there won't be no leave. Even on my worst days, 2 a.m. my shift phase, tripping off something that you done, yeah. I would never let some of our cumbersome run out on you. I know we got our problems, but I would never walk out on you. I still love you like crazy. I wanna let you know. Even when it gets hard and we wanna let go. Even though you're stressed about the small shit sometimes, nothing I could say to you could change up your mind. I'll get on your nerves and then we'll fight. Give you all the space you need in on those nights, yeah. Even on your worst days, when you get in my face, tripping on something that I've done, yeah. I would never listen on what cumbersome run out on you, no. I know we got our problems, but I would never walk out on you.
Okay, so I finished with my 100 grit for that nail. So now I'm going to take my 180 grit and just kind of finish file with this, making sure I smooth over the surface of the nail. I like doing it with the 180 after the 100, as the 100 sometimes can be a little too much grit to finish file with. It's good for shaping, but it can leave deeper scratches in the surface of the nail. So I always just smooth over it with the 180 grit, and then I go around the cuticle and sidewalls as well.
Ran into you at at the drugstore, you were picking up your prescription. It's funny cause I got addicted to you when we were in love. And even though you broke it off, I struggle with it like you were a bottle of pills. I wish I could give in to my dependency, but I move on because I know what's bad for me. Cause seeing you means calling you, means all over roof again, falling for you, means sleepless nights, me in my mind, means craving the hit of you all the time. I can't even have a taste, I can't open up that gate. I can't open up that gate. I can't open up. Every time that I see you online, I wanna drop you a line, say hello, but I already know how it'll go. Small talk, but it's a big deal to me. I get in my feelings too fast, then I'm hurting when you don't write me back. I wish I could give in to my dependency, but I move on.
So here's where you can see the growth channel guidelines that I was talking about. You see how I'm keeping my nail file perfectly straight with where my natural nail meets my skin, right in that growth channel. And I'm filing down the sidewall to meet up with that guideline. That's what's going to keep my nails looking nicely shaped and not fat or bulky or anything like that. I know it's a very small detail, but believe me, it makes a huge difference. And once you learn that tip, you see it everywhere. Every time I see a beautiful, flawless set of nails, they're all within those guidelines. Every time I see a set of nails that it looks like something's off, but I can't tell quite what, I look at the guidelines of those growth channels, and every time there's part of a nail or two that's coming outside of those growth channel guidelines. So now that you know it, you'll see it everywhere too. But hopefully it'll help you guys get a nice perfected shape to your nails as well. Just remember that we are all always learning and we are all always growing. I never think that I'm perfect. I always think that I can improve upon my craft, and I learn as much as I can about what I love to do, which is nails. So if you guys have any tips or anything that you see that I could be doing better, please let me know. I'm always open to learn more, and constructive criticism is my friend. But hopefully I can help you guys learn a bit as well and give you all my tips and tricks to help you in your nail journey. And I hope you guys are loving the extra long video today, since I left the filing and shaping in real time for you. Now you guys will know what wizardry it is that creates such a perfected shape. Here is that lower sidewall view as well. So hopefully you could see that kind of Russian almond side profile. These aren't a true Russian almond, because if they were, the upper arch would come straight to the tip of the nail. But I like mine to be one high point that angles down to the tip of the nail. But the lower sidewall underneath the nail, that's where that kind of Russian look comes in, as it angles right at the tip, rather than remaining curved or straight like a true almond would be. So again, while I'm working, anytime I notice a small thing, I perfect it, I fix it. I never just say, okay, I'm done with this nail, I'm gonna move on from there. So this is where I was looking at them all together from that client profile, and I'm gonna continue to shape out the tip and just the kind of sidewall tip shape. That way they all match and look the same in the end. I noticed that the ring finger was kind of a little bit more pointed, a little bit skinnier at that tip. So then I had to thin out the tip of the ring and pointer finger. Excuse me, the middle and pointer finger. So I'm going to continue to do that, just fix the shape of each of them until I get them all similarly shaped. And you can see at this point I had my pinky nail done, so I'm just going to go over once more, make sure they all look the same before dusting them off and going in with top coat. Look at this brush, guys. Another awesome gift from my husband. He bought me a rose dust brush. We were watching nail videos late one night together. Yes, he watches nail videos with me, but he's all mine, lady, so back off. But in that video, there was a little unicorn head brush, and he was like, what is that? So I explained it to him, and he was like, oh, do you want one? And I was like, no, there's a rose one I've had my eye on. And he went and found one and bought it for me without even saying anything. It came and he was like, oh my gosh, look what I got you. It was so cool, and I love it. So now I cleansed off the nails with alcohol just to make sure that they are free from all of the dust and debris. And now I'm going to be using my Model 1's top coat. And then I will cure those all for 60 seconds before moving in with cuticle oil. I really, really hope that this video was super helpful for you guys. You got to see the brand new acrylics by Model 1s. I showed you my acrylic application using forms, and I showed you all of my tips, tricks, and secrets to my perfected filing routine. So hopefully this is a good, helpful one for you guys. My next video is going to be part 2 of this application, where I'm going to add clouds and bling onto this set. So make sure you guys are subscribed with your notifications turned on so you don't miss out when I post the video. They did turn out super, super cute. And if you guys want a sneak peek, head over to my community tab, because I did post a side-by-side of the simplified version you're seeing here compared to the cloud and bling nails. Let me know what you guys think of this set. Do you like it nice and simple, or do you guys prefer it to be more extra, more bling, more beautiful? In my opinion. Simple nails are great, but I am all about the extra because I am extra AF. So that's basically it, guys. Make sure you let me know what you think of this set down below. Of course, if you have any questions, suggestions, or requests for different sets, let me know down below. I love to hear from you. Be sure to hit like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.